Firstly, I'm just in awe of women since Africa because it's so hard, and half the women in this world are doing this like that, like just popping out babies like it's nothing. I'm like, why hasn't anyone told me how difficult this is going to be being quarantined in lockdown? Because I was already doing that for 1 month before with Sappho. Because the first month after you give birth, you're not supposed to go out with your baby because of the vaccinations haven't been done and all that. So I was already in 1 month of lockdown before the lockdown officially started. So breastfeeding is then every sort of 1.5 hours. So you literally feel like a milk bar, like a cow. Like you're just left. And at that point also Sappho hadn't started like smiling or reacting. So it was like she didn't even know there was a face to this breast, you know? It was just, I just want to eat, you know? If I'm 2 hours away from her, if Guy is with her and I'm like doing something else, I miss her so much.
My name is Rudrani and I'm in conversation with the lovely Kalki. And before I start, I messaged you for sure, but congratulations. You have the beautiful Sappho with you to keep company. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Rudrani. Staying sane, staying busy.
How has it been for you? What's your schedule like now compared to what it was, pre-COVID, as we call it now?
Well, honestly, I've been anyway. I think I got practice at being quarantined in lockdown because I was already doing that for 1 month before with Sappho. Because the first month after you give birth, you're not supposed to go out with your baby because of the vaccinations haven't been done and all that. So I was already in 1 month of lockdown before the lockdown officially started. So I got a lot of practice, and it's a really busy schedule. I never thought I could be stuck at home and be so busy. Um, I'm breastfeeding, so I have to feed Sappho every about 2.5 hours, every 2.5 hours. But at night, thank God, now she started sleeping for like 4 or 5 hours in a row. So I only have to get up twice in the night. In the mornings, also I have my little brother staying here. So I have a 12-year-old brother whose my father and his wife is married are not in the country. So the school had to send him to us. So we have a 12-year-old and a 2-month-old. We're getting like proper practice at being parents.
Clearly, your hands are full, and I mean,
yeah, it's pretty busy. I think it's time to be creative, read books, chill. But I find I have about 20 minutes in the day to do that. The rest of the time is going into diaper cleaning, breastfeeding, housework, looking after the teenager. Yeah.
but Tani, like you said, unlike me, you've been obviously really good with the ukulele, and you've been playing that, right?
Yeah, not really good, but yeah, I've learned a few lullabies because I thought it'd be nice to, learn some songs for Sappho. So I started when I was pregnant. I started learning songs. In fact, I got a lot of song recommendations from people on Instagram, which I tried to learn.
Oh, but that's so cute. Yeah. I saw a few of your pictures that you posted during pregnancy, and I thought they were gorgeous.
Thanks.
And even post that. I think is did Guy click those, because I must say they were amazing. And secondly, it sort of truly represented what you were going through as well, right?
Yeah, especially the pregnancy, because I found it really tough, and I felt like, my God, we should share some of the experiences and what's going on in our minds during pregnancy, because, it's a really stressful time. You don't know what's happening to your body. So it's such a mysterious thing. No matter how much you read about it, you always feel nervous. You always feel like you're not prepared for it. So that's why I shared as much as I could.
And I think it was lovely. Kalki, I know it's a very common question, but I really want to know, because we've had our discussion when you are pregnant as well, and I want to know that what has changed about you post pregnancy, post giving birth to Sappho, like as a personality, as something that you observed about yourself. I know they say motherhood changes you and all of that, so cliched, but I know it's true.
Oh wow, it's too early to say. I feel like, firstly, I'm just in awe of women since Africa because it's so hard, And half the women in this world are doing this like that, like just popping out babies like it's nothing. I'm like, why hasn't anyone told me how difficult this is going to be? I mean, literally, I have difficulty finding time to go pee. I have difficulty to find time to just go and wash, have a bath. Sometimes I don't, think about taking a bath because I'm so busy. So I'm just in awe. I'm in awe of women even more than I was before. And other than that, I guess, yeah, when you have another live being that has come from within you, you have a sense of, like, I've never cared so much or like been so, you know, possessive about someone else. And I guess it explains why my mother still asks me if I have gone to the loo before we leave the house, or still asks me if I've taken my vitamins. Because it's something that stays with you for life. Some hormonal change in you where you just will treat this baby like a baby, even when she's like 40 years old or whatever.
Yeah. And I know that a guy is hands-on as well. He looks in those pictures and little thing. What do you think has changed in him? Because your partner is a part of the process as well. And what do you think has changed in Guy?
I mean, I think he's always been a great dad because I see him. He teaches music, so I've seen him with kids, and he's so patient, way more patient than I am. And in this process, I think he's just like amazing. I don't know how people who have single parents manage, because even with the two of us, it's like a full-time job.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm so lucky to have somebody who's completely hands-on, in cooking, cleaning diapers, doing all except of course breastfeeding. He doesn't have lactation, so can't do that.
Yeah, well,
Everything else he participates.
yeah, of course. We were just discussing about how to others, I'm asking, oh, when you're getting time, what are you watching? To you, I don't think that question is going to make sense because, if you get that 20 minutes, I'm sure even if you catch a quick nap, it's going to be great, right? But if you had to recommend for people who have all the time in the world and feel like they're so bored, which films would you recommend and which books would you recommend? Films from, it can be Hindi films, it can be international films, a mix of both.
The recent one I saw, which was so much fun, was Tarantino film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, it's really funny. I mean, this will be because I'm obsessed with babies right now. But there's a documentary called Babies on Netflix, which is really fascinating.
Okay.
Handmaid's Tale, I found really good.
Good one. I love it.
I'm reading Les Miserables. It's really good.
I saw that.
It's 2 volumes, so if you really got time, go for it. Yeah. But when you're breastfeeding, you have like those half an hour gaps where you can't do anything. Because she's feeding, so you just have to sit there. And the best thing to do is read, because even sometimes watching something, she gets disturbed by the sound. So I think reading is the best thing to do.
A lot of mothers and a lot of celeb mothers have also spoken about the fact that even mothers get to have their own breakdown because it also is physically transforming you, right? And they've also spoken about how you take care of your mental health during this time as well, because while you're obviously nurturing some baby and happily doing it and it's your baby, you yourself are sort of forgetting who you are, right? Because it's no more about you at all. How are you taking care of that aspect, and how are there moments like that in your life which I'm sure others who are going through would sort of understand and you'd like to help them?
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first few weeks were really tough of after Sappho was born, because the breastfeeding is then every sort of 1.5 hours, so you literally feel like a milk bar, like a cow, like you're just there. And at that point, also Sappho hadn't started like smiling or reacting. So it was like she didn't even know there was a face to this breast, It was just, I just want to eat, And so I was like, spent pretty much 80% of my time feeding or cleaning. I didn't have any time to do anything else. And sometimes I was so exhausted, my back was breaking, and I would just cry out of exhaustion. I would be staring out the window and be like, I can't do this, I'm so tired. I just want a holiday, you know. But
Yeah.
but I had I think the support which I had, apart from the guy, was this wonderful woman called Reba. She works with Birth Village. She's a doula in
Okay.
Kerala, and she was calling me up and texting me every couple of days to check on me, and it really helped because I needed someone. No matter how wonderful a man will be, he will not know what it is to go through
Yeah,
childbirth.
it doesn't. Absolutely.
So she is somebody who's gone through it, and she was able to give me details every day, like small things like what to eat, what to help to make you sleep or relax, to make sure that I took a bath and took care of myself, that I took massages, you know, like doing things for myself as well. So all of these things she would keep reminding me. I think having her support was unbelievable. There's also a great book I've been listening to on Audible. It's called Brain Rules for Babies. So I used to just put that on and listen to it, and it's all about like how to handle that overwhelming feeling in the first few months.
Tell me, Kalki, and of course, right now, like you say, it's a full time job, and I honestly, after hearing this, I'm just like, my friend's also going through the same phase. You know, she just gave birth in January, and she's taking care. So I know how much of a part of your life that becomes.
Yeah.
So hats off to you. I'm so proud of you, girls, because it's not easy. Not everybody can do it that skillfully. Have you thought about the times how you have to now leave in some time and go out and shoot, and have those thoughts come to your head? And of course, the fact that there's a part of you that's sort of urging to go out and shoot again, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Obviously, I thought I'll take 3 months break, maternity leave, and go back to work. But now I'm not sure with what's happening in the world. We probably will be stuck for a while before shoots resume. So in a way, I'm really grateful for this time because it's like I have all the time in the world to spend with my daughter. But of course, another side of me is very excited about going back to work, and I think I'm definitely going to take her with me for a while. Like take her on my shoots for because I'm breastfeeding exclusively.
Yeah.
But definitely there's going to be withdrawal symptoms because now even if I'm 2 hours away from her, if Guy is with her and I'm like doing something else, I miss her so much. So
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be withdrawal symptoms. Uh, but it's part of life. It's bliss and melancholy at the same
When you've got that one moment and you've decided, okay, let me check what the people from the industry are doing on Instagram. Have you seen all the bombarding of the cooking and the cleaning videos that actors are putting up?
time. Yes. It's like a new discovery. Then okay, oh my God, we have a kitchen. We can use it. Yeah. It's actually I shouldn't make fun of it because today I put a photo of my quiche that I made yesterday. So
But tell me, Kalki, A, when this started, where were you? And what were your first initial thoughts when the COVID-19 outbreak started? Where were you? What were your thoughts?
I
To today,
yeah.
to today, what have you sort of observed and what have you discovered about the entire phase?
Um, I was at home. I was anyway kind of cut off from the world, as I said, because I had just given birth and I was quite busy with that. So I didn't think too much about it. I thought, okay, this is something that's going to come and go. And obviously now I feel like it's here to stay. It's going to take a long time, and we have to be wired in a way where we're dealing with this long term. Even if we flatten the curve, I feel we'll have to be much more careful for a longer time, or it will be like intermittent on lockdowns or something. I don't think it's going to disappear.
On that note, like, I think you summed it up pretty well, and I think that's great advice. I think we all need to be very in this together, and we need to stay home, and we need to do things that will keep us positive. So I'll end on a very lighter note. Tell me people who are really entertaining you during this time, who are keeping you happier. I'm sure Sappho is a part of that, but also online. Have you followed people who you think are being, whether it's in the industry, otherwise, who are being funny, entertaining, and helping you sort of smile during these tense times?
Well, there's Swinery. He's really funny. He's this guy from Pakistan, and I find his cartoons very funny. So he always cheers me up. Actually, my friends also just there's a lot of people like Richa Chadda. She's been doing some really fantastic
Quarantina.
Quarantina. Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of my friends aren't doing it online, but we have like these WhatsApp groups, and they're sharing very funny videos. So yeah, it's nice.
It's important, right, to sort of laugh out a little.
Yeah, I think
sort of calm.
There's a need to not take ourselves too seriously, and to see the lighter side of things, because you can't just be like worrying about it all the time.
Yeah. On that note, thank you so much, Kalki. It was so lovely chatting with you. Always is. And my love to Sappho. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm quarantining alone, so I'm gonna try picking up the ukulele.
Yeah, good
a
luck.
little bit.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. It's been super chatting with you.
You too. Take care. Bye. Bye.
Watch E-Town News Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. only on Zoom.